everyone. How are you doing today? I want to jump in and going to talk about keywords and phrases, but I have to give you an apology because they just started doing some chainsawing work outside in the trees. So if you hear chainsaws, I do apologize. Definitely sound effects and stuff are going on with lives. It is totally unplanned. So how many of you have put much thought into how people find you online? Yes, you post content, you show up and engage, things all happen that way, and yes, people connect with you. But do you actually put any thought into how people find you and connect with you beyond that through your content, your engagement, all that kind of stuff? So in my over 10 years of content writing and a management experience, I've watched so many people that don't use keywords to help increase their visibility. And yet it's this simplest tool because they think it's all something for SEO experts and for the search engines. But in reality, it's something you can use too. And this is a real easy tip and thing you can use to actually help let people find you easier. So, hi, I'm Heidi from Talk to Heidi, a 25+ year business owner and visibility coach. I'm here today to help you increase your online visibility and realize why keywords and phrases are so freaking important for helping get you seen. So, and to help you stand out. I don't know about you guys, but since COVID hit a year ago, it's been much harder to stand out in the crowd, and keywords is one way to help get you elevated if you're using them deliberately. So if you stay tuned, I'm going to tell you how and why this works, plus give you action tips that you can put in place immediately and start seeing results. So now, your goal of all this is you're a business owner and you're wanting to get seen so that you can sell your products and services to the right people. And that's our entire goal here on this kind of stuff, is to help you sell, to help you get seen and stand out. And that could even be for free stuff, whether it's just people showing up for your blog or your website, or you're doing personal branding, or even if you're trying to get a job and you want the right employer to see you. But all of this is about increasing our visibility, and keywords is one of the really easy ways we can do that. Yep, keywords are not just for SEO experts and for search engines. They're for you as well. Or the people who are creating your content. Not all of us are creating our own content. And so it's also important that the people that are creating for you understand about the keywords and key phrases and use them and insert them where they're needed as well. So why are they so important? It's because that's how people find you. So think about it. How often do you use a search engine? You go up to Google, you put in the box, you want to find, this instance, let's use a copywriter. You want to find a copywriter. You're going to go in and you're going to put whatever type of copywriter it is. Maybe you're just hunting a marketing copywriter, or you're hunting somebody who does landing pages or anything like that. You're just going to go enter those terms into the search box. And that's how people find you, because then the search engine takes that term and it matches it to the keywords and phrases that you've included in your profiles, in your bios, in your content, all the places you show up. Which means if you haven't used those keywords and phrases that people are actually using, you don't get seen. That's why they're so freaking important. And that's why it's so important for you to think about them as well, not just SEO experts and not just for search engines. So it is about connecting to the search engines, of course, but we're not really getting into the CEO part of that because you can naturally use this. But think about this. Every single search engine, every website, every social media platform, or anything that has a search box is a search engine that uses keywords to find you and connect you with the right people. And that is extremely why it's so important you have to be using these. So, but all those things, all those search engine things, they're just a tool. They're a tool you get to train to teach you how to use what it is to help people find you. And that's the only way you have to do that, is by inserting the keywords and the phrases into your content, your bios, your profiles, anywhere you want to show up. That's the only thing you have to do. It's even for me talking here. I'm using keywords today to help the search engines when you guys go hunt and find me. So now that you, oops, sorry, lost my place there. But you have to put them in everything if you want to get found. That's why they're so important. But here's the thing about it. You don't want to overcomplicate them either. You're only wanting to use the common sense terms and words that people are using to find you. Keywords and phrases are simply the words and phrases people use to find you. I mean, that's all they actually are. They help you, but they will help you stand out from the crowd. They'll help you get seen. They're going to help people notice you. No keywords, nobody finds you. That's as simple as that. So if you want to get cute and start using, oh, I'm a word wrangler or something like that, if you were a copywriter, then no one's going to be searching for word wranglers. I don't know about you, but that's a term I've never entered into a search box when I was looking for somebody associated with writing. I might use writer, I might use copywriter, content writer, landing page writer, anything to that effect, but I'm not going to use word wrangler. So this is one of those places where you definitely want to make sure you are using the keywords that people actually use. And that's another problem that people do, because they give themselves these cute titles and all that kind of stuff. And then they use those thinking, and then they sit back and they're like, oh, well, nobody's finding me. I'm not getting visible. Nobody's engaging with my stuff. Exactly. They're not, because they don't see you. You're invisible at that point. So the Google search engines and stuff are smart, but they're not that smart. And it's even same for the people that are searching for you. They're not going to know you called yourself a word wrangler, but they are going to recognize if you called yourself a copywriter or something like that. So if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the chat and I will get to them too while we're throughout this thing. And but then how do you determine, as we get into this, how do you determine what keywords and phrases to actually use? It's really not that hard. You've heard me already saying it. Common sense ones that people actually call you and use to find you. So imagine you're your client. Put yourself in their head, and when using the search box, think about what it is they're going to put in there. Like I said, if you were looking for a copywriter, you're probably going to put in copywriter in there. That's how you determine which words and phrases that you're going to use to actually include in your content. And this is content, whether you're writing, you're talking, it's something that someone listens to, video, written, everything. This is not just for written content, guys. It's for everything you do. It's for your profiles, it's for your bios, it's for all of it. So don't forget to be using those keywords and phrases in everything, every bit of content you use. So once you've sat down and you've gotten in the head of your client and you've written down all these common sense keywords and stuff, make a list of them. You know, write them down. And then don't even think of just the more common phrases. Start digging into it a little and think of variations of those words. Because while you can get up, we're not going to get into ranking with search engines and things like that, but you're going to use, if you use really, really common ones, those are definitely going to get you found and seen. And also you want some of the less common ones that people might think of, because it actually will help you with SEO and things like that, which is also important as well. But in this case, you're not really worried about that. All you're worried about is getting found. So that's the big thing there. So if you get stuck of knowing which ones to use, or you need more to add to your list, pop open Google search, enter copywriter, and then scroll down to where Google has the more suggested keywords and terms, and start looking to see, because when those suggested ones, those are the ones people are actually using to search. And so Google's an amazing tool. It's free for finding keywords and things like that. Literally, you can pop anything into the search box, then scroll down a little bit, and it will give you more suggested terms. Those more suggested terms are definitely ones people are actually using. It's not even ones the search engine made up. It's actual terms, popular terms used. So add those to your list. And by the time you do that, you should have a list of anywhere from at least 5 to 10 keywords or key phrases. And guys, a key phrase is just a combination of words people use. Instead of just copywriter, they may be hunting a health and medical copywriter. So that's the phrase. So it's make your list to include sets of both of them because you want to include both of them in all of your content. All right, I've already said don't get cute, don't get clever. Seriously, guys, don't do it. You're going to have no visibility. You're not going to be found. Like today, I just real quickly, I did a search on LinkedIn real quick to just look at headlines real fast. I found right-hand gal. She didn't have what else she did. She's my right-hand gal. What does that mean? I mean, we tend to know, but that's not what you're going to enter search terms, so she's not going to get found. I did find word wrangler, which is why I was using it. Once again, I don't know about you, I'm not looking for a word wrangler when it comes to something like that. I also found resilience leadership. Once again, highly doubt that's something someone's actually looking for. What does that even mean? I'm not sure. Maybe you know, I don't. So once we have our list of our keywords, where are we going to use them? We are literally going to use them everywhere we possibly can. At the same time, we are not doing the shady keyword stuffing that people did back in the day for SEO, that kind of stuff. It's only going to be used where it's naturally used in your content and where you would naturally use it, period, like if you were talking, that kind of stuff. So once again, headlines, always have a keyword in your headline. Always have at least one in a headline. Your bios, your profiles, you definitely want to have minimum 1 or 2 there. Once again, we're not going to stuff it. We're going to continue speaking naturally to our ideal audience, our ideal clients, but we are going to make sure we have those keywords included everywhere you show up. All your content, your talking, speeches, it doesn't matter. So that you've created your keywords, your list of all that. Like I said, no keyword stuffing, and you're going to use a range and mixture of them throughout your content. That way, by using the mixture, it gives you a wider variety. You have a bigger chance of getting seen by a larger audience, which is why I'm telling you, make a list of at least 10 or so, because if you only use 1 or 2, then that's the only 1 or 2 you're going to get found for, which is why you want to have a bigger list, and you use them, you mix them up through your content. You're not going to use this entire list at one time in one piece of content unless it's a really long blog post or a long training or something to that effect. And I'm talking about long. If you're going to use 10 keywords in a list, your blog post is going to have to be pushing about 2,000 words or better to use all of them effectively. Because otherwise you're going to be keyword stuffing and it's going to sound, well, I'm a copywriter who writes copy, who does this with writing. See, it just, in that one sentence, I've already crammed in 3. It's way too many. So don't do that. But do a range and a mixture throughout your content. That way the search engines will actually pull you in when somebody searches for one of them or multiple of them. So like the keywords I'm using today here, I mean, I can even tell you in this training, I've already used several. I'm using visibility, visibility coach, getting you seen online, and then stand out in the crowd. So see how different those are? And some of them are less known than the others than just visibility. And as a result, I can get pulled for more content when people are looking for those. So how do you know if a keyword is working? That's always a big one. So we're not worried about the SEO side of it and Google metrics and all this kind of stuff. But in this case, you're going to know because you're going to start showing up more. You're going to have more people actually getting in contact with you. They're going to start showing up on your content more. You're going to start getting more action. And when you see more action, you know that your keywords are working. All your efforts are starting to pay off because it means people are finding you. Say, for instance, if you're on LinkedIn, you could go on your profile and you scroll down to your dashboard and you would start noticing that you're showing up in more searches. If you see your search numbers rising, you see more people have clicked through onto your profile, all that kind of stuff means you are actually getting seen more by the search engine is returning your keywords to people. So you know your stuff's working. Really easy on that is simply by the action people are taking. So, and not only that, by using your keywords also helps you train the algorithms on all the social media platforms. Why is this important? Because once again, you want people to find you. So if you're using these keywords in your content and then people actually search for your keywords, the algorithms notice, and then they're going every time you post a new piece of content that has a keyword that those people searched for, it's going to put it in their feed. So you've just trained the algorithms using your keywords to match you to people looking for those keywords. So that's why it's so important that you're using keywords in everything you do. Which brings me to also using a mixture of branded and generic keywords. Now, the difference is, so copywriter is actually a generic keyword. But with a branded one, these are the ones you want to, they're not going to be the ones everyone's looking for. These are going to be people that already know you. It's going to be like your signature. Like for me, talk to Heidi is one of my keywords. And that's because the people that know me know they can actually go look up that keyword and find me. Or if they see it somewhere, they see my signature stuff, they're going to immediately know it's me. So you can do things like in this case, maybe you did have your little word wrangler you used, but you also had copywriter and other kind of stuff. The instance I looked at today, they did not. But maybe you did want to call yourself a word wrangler plus a copywriter and all this other kind of stuff, so that way when you showed up other places, your branded keyword showed up and people immediately knew it was you. That's a great thing. It's good to have anywhere between 1 and 3 of those that you use, because you also get to use those in hashtags for people to connect with you more, or to people to shout out about your stuff, things like that. So really good to actually include somewhere between 1 and 3 branded keywords on your list as well, but make sure you're including enough of those common sense generic ones that people are actually looking for, because branded ones only work if people already know who you are. So if they don't, they're not going to be using them. But I mean, and just think, I mean, Nike probably has one of the most famous branded key phrases out there with "just do it." You immediately, if you see "just do it" anywhere, your program, you think already Nike. And that's what you actually want to do with your brand and for showing up and stuff as well. It's you know, that's what helps get you seen. So now I'm going to jump into action steps before I shut this down. Action steps. 1, you're going to create your list of keywords. You're going to get inside your clients' heads. Even think about how you would use a Google search engine or a search engine in general to find people, to get inside your clients' heads. And then you're going to take and make that list of at least 10 keywords and phrases that people are using to look for you. On top of that, you'll have 1 to 3 branded keywords as well. And you're going to make sure from now on you are including all of this in your content. So any new content you create from here on out, you take this list out, unless you've already got them memorized, and you start using it. And it doesn't matter whether it's video, written, audio, it doesn't matter. Use it in all of them. And that is going to actually help get you seen. You're going to want to start paying attention a little bit while you're using these the first few weeks to see which ones seem to be causing you to get more action on your content. You will start seeing this. If you don't see like stuff going higher, activity getting higher, you turning up in search engines more, people contacting you more, if you're not seeing all that, you probably need to tweak again. Now, obviously, there can be some stuff with your content, things like that. But if you've already had content that's nailing it, and all that, then these keywords are really going to help you increase that by doing it. And it's simple, it's easy, and it's going to use you to help launch up your visibility. So that's all I got for right now. If you need help with this, don't be afraid to reach out to me in DM or send me an email, Heidi@talktoheidi.com, and I'll be happy to set up a session with you and help get you seen. Yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe, because I'm going to be doing this every Thursday. Plus, we'll have other helpful tips and videos coming. And that's all I got for you guys. I hope to be seeing you online while you're using your keywords. And ciao, I'm out for now.